This is a Golden Age comic. Diary Secrets. This is from 1952. Let's see, this is issue number 10. It's actually number 1, but it was numbered number 10. This is actually, these old romance comics are kind of funny. There's one little thing here, you can't read it, but it says, "The whole town called me a hussy when I started picking up boys I didn't know. I threw caution to the wind when I ran away from home to join Ted at the air base. Despite the boy I loved, I made another date that evening, a date I never should have kept." These are funny. It's kind of funny because this is before the sexual revolution, before feminism, so all the women are portrayed as just wanting to be housewives and just marry some guy with money or whatever. This is kind of a weird story here. This girl gets fired from her job because she's like making out with a customer or kissing a customer or just talking to a customer. I don't really know. They don't really get into it. This is the 1950s, early 50s. And this boy here at work likes this girl, but she didn't want to go out with him because he's just a soda jerker, from what the story tells me. Then the other girls tell her, "You're a vixen. If you ever drive in here with any fellow, none of us girls will serve you." It's pretty funny, actually. And then this guy here's got money, but he's got a reputation. So when she's spotted driving with this guy, all the people think she's a slut in town. Then she tells her mother she wants to quit school so she can get a full-time job. This is kind of funny. Her father calls her a tramp. "You're not going to disgrace your parents by chasing around with those young loafers." Which is kind of weird. These supposedly young loafers are actually guys that their parents have a lot of money, but their parents don't want her dating them because they don't do anything. And this guy promises her he can get her a job modeling clothes and his dad's department store. And she shows up and the dad's like, "Nope, no jobs." And then she starts hanging out with this playboy guy again. And all the neighbors. "I always knew that girl would come to no good." Everybody's shocked because she's seen driving with some guy. Then the end of the story has a happy ending. The guy that was a soda jerk, turns out he's got a lot of money. He's been working hard. He bought the soda stand. He wants her to come back and work with him and get married because he's a hard-working fellow. The parents approve. So she knows she should have listened to her parents. Young girls, listen to your parents. Only date guys who make enough money from hard work. Funny. Too many dates were my downfall. Yeah, this story, the girl is like Miss Popularity. She's dating all the boys in school. then all the other boys start to hate her because at this dance because she's not dancing with anybody else. Then all the other girls hate her. Because they think she flirts too much. She punches one of the girls here. These are actually quite funny. But it's sort of they're sort of outdated now with all these. Nowadays, women have careers of their own and all that stuff. In these stories, they're always looking for some dude to hook up with and marry. So this guy here, she's really in love with, but he's not sure about her because she's always going on too many dates with other men. Then she wrecks her car. And then this guy comes out and admits, I'm in love with you. So they decide to run off and get eloped. They usually have happy endings. Was I too young for love? Well, this girl's a senior in high school. And the first guy she goes on a date with, not even really a date, just a ride home from school, she falls in love with. They're planning on getting married after just a ride home from school together. It's like, wow. Then he joins the Air Force. And he forgets all about her. They're supposed to be writing her. He's leaving for the Air Force here. Oh, in a minute, that's a date. Here's when he's leaving for the Air Force. And she gets mad because the guy doesn't write her any love letters, just boring letters about what he's doing in the Air Force. And then she decides to go visit him at the Air Force base. That's her older sister that's warning her that all men are idiots. So she goes and visits this guy at the Air Force base with her sister's boyfriend. Then she starts crying because, I forget, because they used to be in love, but they're not anymore after only one drive home together. Whatever. I played hide and seek with love. I spell kisses the wrong way. Oh, this is another one of those typical stories. This girl has a boyfriend who's a nice, hard-working guy. And she decides to hook up with this rich dude. And she starts going out and having a lot of fun with this rich guy. Gambling, throwing money away. Then her friend starts to convince her that you should date the good, hard-working guy that really loves you. She didn't. Then she's starting to doubt. Then the rich dude tries to pretend like they're stuck out in the water, like he's trying to have sex with her or something like that. They don't really come out and say that. But she jumps off of the boat and swims like a mile to shore in cold, icy, dangerous water just to get away from this guy. And has to walk home in bare feet. And she hooks up with the old boyfriend again. And they're going to get married and live happily ever after. Oh yeah, it's always funny. They always try to say that money doesn't matter, yet the old boyfriend who is poor always seems to wind up having money in the end. Then here's her secret love. This story is the girl has two guys that like her and she has to decide which one to go home with. She goes home with this guy with the glasses. Anyway, gorgeous dresses for you without paying 1 cent. Anyway, these are kind of funny. If you ever get a chance, you can buy some of these on eBay, these old romance comics. They're kind of fun.